Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Star Mountain Outdoors and Bushcraft. I'm John, I'll be your host, and today we'll be doing a quick overnight camp trip with my new dog Tanner. This will be his first overnight camping trip. Come join us. Alright, I have camp pretty much set up. I've got my tent and sleeping bag in there, ready to go for when night comes. Tanner has to be on a runner, unfortunately, because this is a designated campground and dogs are required to be on a leash. Got to obey the law. And that's the campfire ring, or site number 8. And as you can see, I don't think I'm going to have any problem finding firewood. So I think that's the next step before it gets too hot, is to go grab some wood. Here's a nice piece of firewood hung up in a tree so you know it's nice and dry, it's not on the ground. So I'm going to cut it in the middle first so that I can split it into 2 manageable pieces and then drag it to camp. I'm cutting it more on the side instead of horizontally, just because that way it won't bind quite as easily. Because the way it's positioned, it's gonna settle when you cut it and bind the saw. So if I cut it from the side, it won't have the chance to do that as much. Okay, now it's actually pinching at top. You can see I can't pull the saw out, but it's actually opening up at the bottom, so it's still easy to cut. And there we go. And this almost rolled down to the camera. That would have been bad. Let's take them back to camp. This one's actually the good piece, not as rotty. Alright, I got these logs back to camp. The first thing I'm going to do is buck them up with the saw. And what I want to do here is cut kind of some shorter pieces that I can split up easily with the hatchet. And let's try kind of a time lapse of this, or a fast forward, fast motion, so you guys don't get as bored. Okay, now I've got a couple of short pieces that I can use to split up into kindling and maybe even some feather sticks or something to start the fire. Okay, let's split some wood. Now that I've got it split up, you can see why it was so hard to split. Super twisty grain. Glad I'm not trying to split any larger pieces than this. It's almost like the smaller I can make them, the better. Wow, this one's harder than it looks. Awesome pencil-sized pieces. Okay, so now I've got plenty of starter-sized pieces, and these, it's time to make feather sticks. So let's get a good piece like this and see what I can do. It's not bad. I was trying to cut it off there, but it's a little hard. The piece is bent right there in front. So maybe I'll just use them as curls. Tear them off like that. Stick them over here. And then I'll feather this side. It would be easier if this wood was straighter. Okay, these are horrible curls, but hey, they'll get the fire started. Nice. Look at this crazy squirrel. Look at him teasing my poor dog. Poor Tanner. Poor Tanner. You see that squirrel up there? Look at him, he's not even afraid of me. I'm not far from him right here. He's just sitting there teasing Tanner. Poor Tanner. And if I was a hunter squirrel, you'd be gone. Tanner's just staring back at him. Oh, there he goes. Now you're finally getting smart there, squirrel. Nice warm fire at last. Okay, I moved the two big logs over to one side and stuck the grill on and put the coals underneath the grill. And now I'm gonna warm up my burritos. And these should not take long at all. In fact, I might want to turn those two in front around away from the flames. Whew, hot, hot. Okay, I swear to God, these burritos have only been on a couple minutes and they're already burnt on one side. Oops. Anyway, they'll be done in just a couple more minutes. Alright, so they got a wee bit crispy on the outside. It's camping, I'm sure they're still gonna be good. Let's test it out and see. Oh, it's wonderful. Delicious. The cheese is melted inside. The meat's warmed up. I give it a thumbs up. And the char on the outside is just more like a toasting. It's good. I'm happy with this lunch. Okay, here's the piece of wood that I'm going to make into my spatula. I'm going to try to make it down here, avoid this crack. Or wait, maybe make it up here and avoid this crack. We'll see. spatula, I'm done with the initial carving. Now I just have to sand it. Oops, I see one flaw right there. Alright, I think this will do it. This will be my spatula for tonight. Pretty simple. The late afternoon light through the trees is really beautiful. Even with the smoke blowing through it. Alright, here's what I have for my dinner tonight. For tools, I've got some pans here, some small ones, my usual chopsticks, my new spatula. I've got lemon pepper seasoning, mushrooms, onion, fresh lemon, and fresh parsley I just picked from the garden this morning. And last but not least, definitely not least, Atlantic salmon steak. Let's get to cooking. I did forget to mention that I already have a baked potato in the coals. Here we are, ready to start cooking. Let's start with seasoning the salmon. Before that, I brought the lemon pepper. Just sprinkle that liberally on. Not coming out of this very easily, so let's do this. There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. Go ahead and rub that in. I don't know if you can see that with the wrapper there. You know, a little bit of garlic powder might be good on this too. Awesome. Alright. Last but not least, a little bit of lemon. Just cut it in half. Squeeze a little lemon juice on there. In New Mexico, we can't get very fresh salmon, so lemon goes a long way to helping that get rid of that fishy kind of not fresh flavor. So go ahead and squeeze half a lemon on there and it's ready to go. Next, we shall chop up part of an onion here. I'll just cut off a little chunk there. That should be plenty for me. Get rid of the skin. It can go in the fire. And let's slice it nice and thin. Nice sharp knife helps. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Excellent. Take this back home. Next, I got some mushrooms here. Oh yeah, the onions and mushrooms are going together. Sweet. Let's do one more mushroom. I don't think that's enough for me. Guys up. Oh, time for the secret ingredient. I don't have any butter or anything to put in there, so maybe a little bourbon. That should make it good. Might flame up a bit. Awesome, I'm just gonna let that soak in. Okay. Now I need to wait probably about a half an hour or so at least until the potatoes cook, but everything else is ready to go. Unfortunately, all the aspens in this area have lost their leaves by now. With the sun shining on them the way it is, they're still just magnificent. With the deep, high elevation blue sky, the stark white trunks and the almost pinkish small limbs set against the blue sky. Again, there's just nowhere else I want to be. I love this country, this land, this forest. When I'm here, I recharge. I feel like I'm home. And this is the shadow side of the hill. I am camped in a little canyon at the moment. The sunlight just highlights all the little trunks of the aspen. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. It's just a super dense stand. It's just so pretty. That's exactly what I wanted to show you right there. The trunk silhouetted in the sun. The super high density aspen forest. Beautiful. Again, there's nowhere else I'd want to be. And there's my buddy Tanner, doing what he does best. Relaxing. He's not a high energy dog, I'll tell you that much. But he's super sweet. I still can't take him on long hikes. He's got tendon damage in one of his back legs, and I just it just hurts him when he hikes too far. Even fairly short walks, just a mile or two. But he's so calm, such a good dog. I notice I'm gonna have to train him to come. On this trip, I let him off leash for a little bit, and he didn't come when I called him. I had to go get him. Luckily, he is low energy and doesn't move around much. But hopefully I can train him to come when I call him. I'll need to start bringing some good treats. Maybe some bacon for him. Keep it in my pocket. Give him a little piece when he comes. That should do the trick. Anyway, this is Tanner's first camp out with me. Maybe his first camping trip ever. I don't know. But he seems like he's going to be a great dog. Just needs a little training. Okay, it is time. Okay, again, the fire was too hot, like the burritos this afternoon, so I tried to raise the grill up a little bit, but man, I can't even hold my hand there 3 seconds. It's a little hot still, but let's give it a shot. There we go. And our onions and mushrooms. Oh, this should be good. Salmon, onions and mushrooms, baked potato. Let's get that alcohol to burn off. Alright, let's give this a try, folks. Salmon, cooked to perfection. So good. Potato. Whew. It's hot. Onions and mushrooms on it. Spectacular. That's the biggest surprise of all. Really sweet. Oh man. The caramel and the Southern Comfort just brings out the sweetness. Beautiful. Alright. This is so good. I don't deserve a meal this good. Oh, this is... Wait a second. Yes, I do. I do deserve a meal this good. Spectacular. Why is it the smoke always comes to me every time I'm on camera? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm going to finish my meal. We'll see you in a few. Alright, the evening light is starting to reach its full glory. Camping. Okay, folks, it's time for another campfire song. Let's do a quiet one tonight. There's somebody camped just down the hill from me, so. Alright. All of my life, I've had a dream to build a log home on a mountain stream and grow acres and acres of trees, watching pine needles blowing in the breeze. I will build some trails, trim some trees, build pretty wooden bridges over the stream amid acres and acres of trees, watching pine needles blowing in the breeze. I'm looking for a place to build a home. I'm looking for room to roam, where I can be alone, where it's all my own. I want a land of my own. And me and my lady, we wanna be free. We wanna live up in the high country, acres and acres of trees, watching pine needles blowing in the breeze. We're looking for a place to build a home. We're looking for room to roam, where we can be alone, where it's all our own. We want a land of our own. And everywhere across the USA, we'll show you people who feel the same way. They want acres and acres of trees. They want pine needles blowing in the breeze. They're looking for a place to build a home. They're looking for room to roam, where they can be alone, where it's all their own. They want a land of their own. The end. It is beyond sunset time. Nice roaring campfire for this evening. It's time to turn in. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, YouTubers. It's now Sunday morning. I got up about 6:45, started a fire. It's now 7:20 and I'm kicking back drinking some coffee. It was a good night. Tanner was really good. Didn't bark once, even when people walked up to the tent one time. So I'm happy with the Tanner dog. And yeah, it's going to be a short day. Got to get back and get my chores done. But it's been a good trip so far, and hopefully it was cold enough last night that there's some ice down by the stream, and I'll film some of that. Other than that, enjoy your coffee. this has been another edition of Star Mountain Outdoors and Bushcraft. This is John, signing out. Have a good one.